welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess, and we are looking at the news every single day around 10:30, 11 at UTC time. So make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your bell notification button so you don't miss out on these daily updates of what's happening within the cryptocurrency markets. You'll never believe what I've just done. I've just started this whole live stream and realized that I hadn't even pressed live yet. I was just talking to myself, but here we are now, ready to actually go live. So let's take a look at what's happening within the markets right now. We can see Bitcoin is sat at $24,053 and Ethereum is sat at $1,637. We have seen a slight move to the downside in the last 24 hours. We have unfortunately been rejected from that $25,250 level. So let's talk more about that. We were cautious. We were watching in the last couple of weeks, really, to see if we could break through this $25,250 level, because if we were able to, we could see a nice move to the upside, considering there aren't many levels of support all the way up to that 28,000 CME gap. Now, these are the only two times we have moved through this price range of $25,250 and $28,000. So we haven't had much price consolidation within that range, and therefore we don't have many levels of resistance. So we could see some crazy moves within that price range. But unfortunately, we didn't break through that $25,250 level. So let's take a look at the 1 hour chart and I'll show you what I'm looking at on this smaller time frame. You can see we are in this ascending wedge. I mean, you could have taken this one or you could have taken this one. At this point now, both of those supports have been lost. We are currently looking at levels of support at $23,840 and $23,333. I'm waiting to see if we get this confirmation bounce from this previous level of support. So this acted like a support here and here. We have now broken down through it. So I'm waiting to see if we confirm that breakout and use that previous level of support as a resistance. That's what I'm watching out for on the charts right now. Before we continue with today's stream, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button so that you don't miss out on the latest cryptocurrency news. I'm also going to put out another tweet just so everybody knows that we are officially live. Let me get that ready. I have just put one out on the Crypto Saving Expert Twitter. If you haven't already, please make sure to go over to the link in today's description and make sure to retweet that to help us with the algorithm as much as possible. It's not treating us the nicest recently, so everything is greatly appreciated. Let's check this out. What day is it today? What new thumbnail have we got today? Let's just tweet that out. Let's live now. We are, and let's get going on today's news. So first of all, we have here, let's go on to Crypto Saving Expert's website and see what the latest cryptocurrency news is. First of all, we have Hong Kong's crypto push has the quiet backing of mainland China. Hong Kong's ambitions to become a crypto hub through its recent publication of proposed regulations reported has the quiet backing of senior officials from mainland China. So Hong Kong have had strict regulations on the cryptocurrency industry for the past 5 years now, but this seems to have come to an end. We're starting to see some positive news from Hong Kong regulators and seeing them trying to soften this regulation. And with that, we've seen different exchanges like Huobi try and step into that market as quickly as possible, capitalizing from that change. And we're also seeing this news here. So Hong Kong's SFC published a consultation paper seeking public views on proposed new licensing requirements allowing crypto companies to operate within its borders. The regulations also proposed allowing, let me make this bigger for those that are on mobile, where were we? The regulations also proposed allowing retail traders to buy large cap cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The move by Hong Kong to position itself as the next major crypto hub is a welcome development, as the region has historically been known to be a financial hub for several decades and a gateway into mainland China. It is therefore not surprising that a report by Bloomberg claims that Hong Kong's push to become a crypto hub has the quiet backing of senior officials from mainland China. And Bloomberg's team wrote, representatives from China's liaison office and other officials have been frequent guests at the city's crypto gatherings over the past months, swapping business cards and WeChat details. The interaction between China's officials and Hong Kong's crypto community has so far been friendly. The officials are reportedly checking on developments, requesting reports, and making follow-up calls. They are then reporting their findings to superiors in mainland China. So we've seen historically China has been very flip-floppy on Bitcoin, I would say, banning Bitcoin mining, then unbanning Bitcoin mining. The ban of Bitcoin mining in China, actually, going back to that, I think this was in 2020, 2021, 2021, I'd say. they were banning Bitcoin mining in the jurisdiction. This was actually a positive thing for Bitcoin because it meant that the mining power was being distributed and therefore becoming more decentralized. It's a win-win. So we are seeing here is positive news coming from Hong Kong and China. Interesting news here. Interesting to see how the regulations will continue forward. We have been speaking about regulation a lot here on the channel and within the cryptocurrency news recently because it's being very, very important and impacting the industry massively, impacting the price of the assets directly, and will impact the future of the cryptocurrency industry as well. Regulation is something that always seems to flood the market every time there is a bear market. Every time the bear market hits, people are scared that Bitcoin's never going to recover again because they're going to regulate it too harshly. Again, we are seeing it this time, but we are seeing them take steps in the right direction and trying to regulate in the correct way. So let's take a look at the next article here. Very interesting article here. So the crypto queen who was behind the OneCoin scam was reportedly killed on a yacht in 2018. So she was labeled the crypto queen by the community, and it has now been reported that a Bulgarian drug kingpin has hired a hitman to kill the crypto queen back in 2018 to cover up his involvement in OneCoin. So taking a look at this, the mystery surrounding the whereabouts of crypto queen responsible for the OneCoin scam worth $4 billion just got deeper. A new report by The Mirror claims that she was killed by a hired hitman on a yacht in 2018. So someone in the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives for their role in defrauding millions of dollars from investors all over the world is currently considered missing, but her fate might have been decided on a yacht 5 years ago. So obviously this woman is the crypto queen relabeled. According to the report, records of taped conversations revealing her death were found and seized at the home of the General Directorate of the National Police in Bulgaria, where he was shot and killed last March at the age of 49. So he was suspected of having ties to one of Bulgaria's most we've missed a line there, haven't we? No, here we are. Was suspected of having ties to one of Bulgaria's largest drug lords, and also known as Taki. The tape recordings remain in the custody of the authorities, but two investigative journalists from Bulgaria found their transcripts and published them online. The transcripts claim that Dr. Ruja was a close associative of the crypto queen and was killed on his orders to cover up the drug lord's connection to the OneCoin scam. So very interesting news coming out here. Her murder was allegedly carried out by a man named Risto Ristov on a yacht in Greece in November 2018, and her body was then dismembered and thrown into the sea. Shocking news to be seen here. You can see here she was one of the 10 most wanted fugitives for her role in defrauding billions of dollars from investors all over the world, and her whereabouts has been unknown for the past 5 years, and now it's been reported that here we can see why. Very shocking piece of information here. Not too much to say on this. It's shocking to see. There's a lot of things happen in the world of finance. Let's take a look at the next article we have here. We can see Bitcoin fixes democracy and Human Rights Foundation, says the Human Rights Foundation executive. Before we continue with today's stream, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification button so that you don't miss out on the latest cryptocurrency news. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com. We can go to Crypto Saving Expert right here, and we can see the best cryptocurrency website we have out there, your one-stop crypto shop. If you haven't been to the website yet, don't forget to hit that big blue sign up button, fill in all of your personal information, and make sure to tick that button as well so that you get access to our weekly newsletters that are published every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. UTC. When you press sign up, it's completely free. You get the most reliable news in cryptocurrency. You have guides for everything crypto. You can even go to this encyclopedia at the end of this list, and you can see an article on every single word that is in the world of cryptocurrency. If you see a word in crypto and you don't know what it means, come over to our encyclopedia, read a short description, listen to the video produced by me, and go over to the article for more detail if you want to as well. We have everything covered here on the site. We also have completely free education. We don't want to make that barrier for entry for people to get into the cryptocurrency space. This is why we've produced this cryptocurrency section where you can learn about crypto completely for free. And finally, we have that market data where you can see everything you need to know about your favorite altcoins and cryptocurrencies. And also you can favorite them as well, so you can see them in the best order for you. But you just need to make an account up there, and then you'll get access to all of those fabulous things completely for free. Let's move on to the news anyway. Let's check what's happening over here. here. We have Bitcoin fixes democracy, says the Human Rights Foundation executive. The chief strategy officer believes that Bitcoin would not be fully adopted in dictatorial jurisdictions that need censorship to rule their people. The chief strategy officer of the Human Rights Foundation believes that Bitcoin fixes democracy as its decentralized nature resists censorship and authoritarian. I'm not even going to try. You know what I mean. During a recent interview, Gladstone opened that Bitcoin is the right system to restore jurisdictions where their democracies have been tampered with and tyranny has taken over. The HRF executive noted that broken democracies are related to fake currencies as they enable censorship and dictatorial regimes, but the decentralized nature of Bitcoin fights against such. The point is that where the democracies have been broken down, I do think it's clearly related to fiat currency, and I do think that Bitcoin fixes this in a way. Like, I think Bitcoin fixes democracy is my point. I'm not having a good day with my words today. The point is, Bitcoin is a borderless cryptocurrency that doesn't need a central authority and takes the power out of the governments, meaning everything can be done in a decentralized way and democracy can take place rather than having this, what's the word? Where are we looking? What was the word that I've just said? I'm not having a good day today at all, but continue to hit that like button anyway. I would appreciate that. Supporting the channel is helpful, and we can continue with this article. But if you think about what tyrants need, and autocrats are strong men, they need the opposite. They need censorship, confiscation, and closed capital markets. This is what China and Russia need to survive. They need censorship, closed capital markets, and confiscation. Bitcoin makes it really hard for governments to impose those things on their people. That is the exact point that we wanted to make. That is what Bitcoin is here for. If Bitcoin could be fully adopted by political constructs whose values align with those of the leading digital asset, whereas dictatorial regions would find it hard to fully accept the cryptocurrency as its nature goes against their core values. Completely makes sense, things to be aware of. Obviously, this is why it's a little bit of a shock that we see that China is looking to be behind cryptocurrencies and regulating them in the correct way for health for growth, because China is not Again, why have I've just said the word and I can't remember what it was. What's the word? You know what I mean for China. We're going to go, honestly, this article's not working with me today. My brain's not working with me today. We're moving on to the next article. Cardano's Hoskinson, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, has said FTX's collapse is why US regulators are cracking down on crypto. We've seen that, obviously, I think this is blatantly obvious. FTX collapsed back in November 2022. Since then, we've seen the regulations come in place. Very interesting, though, because Sam Bankman-Fried was working very close with regulators prior to FTX collapse, publishing different ways that he would advise to regulate cryptocurrencies in New York. And then all of a sudden, it turns out he wasn't even regulating his own company correctly. So we can see here the co-founder of Cardano, if the opinion that the recent crackdown on the cryptocurrency industry by US regulators such as the SEC and CFTC is the result of the collapse of the FTX exchange in November last year. He's tweeted, "The FTX collapse, the minute it happened, I knew the entire industry was in for a seriously hard time." Didn't we all? Charles Hoskinson comments about the fate of crypto regulation in the US, where in response to the news of the Senate introducing a bill that would more or less outlaw the immutable nature of blockchain transactions. The bill, titled the Digital Property Protection and Law Enforcement Act, was introduced on February the 9th and suggests forcing blockchain miners and validators to reverse transactions if ordered by the state's court. If passed, the bill would essentially apply to any blockchain network that processes a blockchain transaction originating in the state. So in addition, the bill will authorize the courts to invalidate or alter blockchain transactions processed through smart contracts through the approval of the state's attorney general or a state attorney. Failure to comply by the orders will attract a civil penalty of between $5,000 to $10,000 for each day that the blockchain network fails to comply with the order. So the bill joins a long list of enforcement actions aimed at taming the crypto industry since the collapse of the SBF-led FTX crypto exchange. Now, I believe this is the wrong way to regulate cryptocurrencies. We need to regulate those centralized exchanges. We don't need to regulate those decentralized networks. They're decentralized networks. If you are trusting those networks and those codes to put your money into them, you are trusting the blockchain, you are looking at these smart contracts, seeing how they run, and then you, if they are vulnerable to an attack, then that is just, I mean, I'm very pro trusting code on this. I am a big Ethereum Classic fan, but we can see that they are looking at wanting to reverse the blockchain. This isn't the way I think things should move forward. I think this regulation should be focused on centralized exchanges. But we can see here earlier this month, Kraken was fined $30,000, $30,000. That would be nothing, $30 million by the SEC in order to stop offering staking services to its US clients. This is something we are going to discuss later in today's stream, I believe. So we will cover that. Yeah, we have more coming on that later in today's stream. So we'll cover that in just a second. Before we do, let's take a look at this next article that says Polygon Labs cut 20% of its workforce. So Polygon Labs, the development firm building the Ethereum sidechain Polygon, announced on Tuesday it's laying off 20% of its workforce. In the blog post, the company said the painfully hard decision, but necessary, is part of the corporate restructuring that began this year. Let's see how Polygon has been affected by this news. So let's go over to Crypto Saving Expert and search Polygon, and we can see in the coins section, we have it just here. The site runs incredibly smoothly, exactly as you run. And you can see here we are sat at $1.35. And on the daily chart, we have seen a slight move to the downside. So this news came out yesterday, and we saw a dip from $1.47 down to $1.38. That's what we're looking at right now on the Polygon chart, and we may see more moves to the downside. This isn't a negative thing for the long term of Polygon. This just means they're restructuring. They're moving out. They're taking out the things that aren't profiting the business. They're trying to restructure in the best way so they can continue moving and developing in the best way possible. All employees that partake in the development of the Polygon ecosystem were unified under Polygon Labs on January the 11th. The company said the reason for restructuring was to help organize and facilitate operations. Exactly what we have just said. So we are seeing positive things, really. This isn't a negative thing. Obviously, it means the company is struggling in some kind of way, but they're working their way around that and working the best way to continue as a business and perform well. It doesn't say anything about the actual underlying product, though. Moving on to the next article, there we have Coinbase expected to declare a loss of $1,600 million for just Q4 2022 due to regulatory headwinds. We've also seen that they've announced that they have had a drop in customers. So let's discuss this. Before we do, please don't forget to like today's stream and subscribe and press that bell notification button. I'm looking awfully small on the screen today. I wonder if this is making it a little bit bigger. Hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. Let's see how many likes we are on in today's stream. Let me refresh the tab, see what we are looking at. We're currently on 14 likes for today's stream. We have many more viewers than that, so please make sure to hit that like button and help us grow the channel. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're currently on 2,592, and we're going to continue doing these live streams until we get there and forever after. So let's take a look at this. Coinbase could report $600 million in Q4 2022 losses. This has actually caused a dip in the price of the Coinbase stock as well. So let's take a look at this. Taking a quick look back at Bitcoin, it's not yet retested. It's not yet bounced from that line, but that is what we're looking at in the short term, in my opinion. We're all over the place today. I hope you're following me. Coinbase has seen a dip to the downside on the daily chart. You can see we've seen fluctuations in the price of this price prediction, or this prediction for the company. Let's take a look. Where are we in the article? The intense regulatory headwinds have so far directly affected Kraken, which recently settled with the SEC for $13 million. But the anxiety surrounding additional enforcement measures could have ripple effects on the entire US industry and its major players, such as Coinbase. So we've seen the SEC regulating cryptocurrencies and saying they've actually regulated. They've said that Kraken is offering an unregistered security because they offer staking. Now, we had that Martini guy on the channel last week. We will have him back on here in the future. So if you want to see him, make sure to subscribe. He was discussing the difference between Kraken staking and actually staking on the blockchain. Kraken say if you deposit your funds into this place, we'll stake them for you, we'll do all the work for you, and that actually makes it classified as a security according to the Howey test, which is the test that the SEC used to determine if something is a commodity or a security. So this is why Kraken have fallen into these issues. The US are now looking at possibly banning staking altogether. Now, as we've said here on the channel, if the US make regulations that are not helping the industry grow, they may possibly fall behind. We need regulations that are helping the industry grow. Otherwise, other jurisdictions will step in and become the lead for cryptocurrencies. And the US don't really want that. So that's something we need to be careful about. Let's continue with the article now. According to a Bloomberg report, the crypto exchange could report as much as $600 million in losses for the fourth quarter of 2022 due to the regulatory environment in the United States and 2022's crypto winter. Analysts anticipate that Coinbase will, in turn, experience a fourth consecutive quarter of dwindling revenue. The report adds that Coinbase could be facing a darkening outlook as three of its key businesses, crypto custody, stablecoins, and staking, are directly in the line of fire regulators and particularly the SEC. So Coinbase, through its various executives, such as CEO Brian Armstrong and Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal, have continuously defended its crypto products and services, stating they are fully compliant with existing laws and regulations. But as regulations tighten, and as we see the regulators go after different services within the cryptocurrency industry, Coinbase need to continue to align by those regulations, and therefore many of their services may be in trouble, and that is why we've seen the stock start to fall, and obviously seen them have a loss. We've also seen their number of users fall, and we've seen the cryptocurrency industry in general fall when the cryptocurrency prices fall. All of the companies that are related to cryptocurrency fall. The stock price for mining companies fall. The stock price for central exchanges companies fall. All of these things fall, and this is just, we see during bear markets, but it's not the end. It's just the beginning. We have bear markets, and then eventually we see those bull markets. One is expected to start in 2024. It's going to be a very nice year. I mean, at the start of this year, I was thinking, geez, another year of just sideways action. But we've seen a very nice year. We've seen a lot of profits. We've seen the volatility that we need in order to make some nice profits. And we have some we've seen some big fluctuations in the price, and the year is going surprised. I can't believe it's already the 22nd of February, 2024. The Bitcoin halving is going to be here before we know it. And that is because Bitcoin and crypto keeps us busy for the time being, and hopefully everybody's making more profits while we are waiting for that big bull run. Let's take a look at the next news article. Before we do, please don't forget, if you haven't already, to like, and press that bell notification button to help us grow the channel as much as possible. Thank you to everybody who's chatting away in the chat. It's really nice to see some familiar faces in there. Harry's just tuned back in. Hamzak's here. Jerome's here. We are seeing everybody back in the chat. Sean as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let's take a look at the next article we have here. We have stablecoin issuer Paxos in talks with US SEC over BUSD. So the Paxos is saying that BUSD is not a security, but the SEC are saying that it could be. So the BUSD, the Binance branded USD pegged stablecoin at Binance USD is under scrutiny right now. We can see, according to a Reuters report, the development was disclosed in an internal email sent to Paxos employees by the firm's CEO. Recall that over the past few weeks, there has been tussle going on between Paxos and US regulators over the minting of BUSD. We reported that the New York Department of Financial Services ordered Paxos to stop minting BUSD, the third biggest stablecoin with roughly $16 billion in circulation, meaning that no more BUSD can be added into circulation. Let's see how BUSD is doing in terms of market cap. It has taken a little bit of a fall to 8th in terms of market cap. It has a market cap currently of $12.44 billion. Let's take a look back at that article. In compliance, Paxos agreed to stop issuing new tokens, but said it will continue to redeem and support existing BUSD until February 2024. The SEC plans to sue the stablecoin issuer for violating investor protection laws. The commission informed the company through the Wells notice about possible enforcement actions, claiming that BUSD was an unregistered security. We also did see some more fear coming off the back of this news. We saw a lot of people speculating that Circle's USDC had also received a Wells notice, but they said that was not the case, and they have not done. So that's gave a lot of relief into the industry. And actually, we saw a pump on the day that rumor was dismissed. But we can see here, in response, Paxos released a publication that disagreed with the SEC about recognizing BUSD as a security. The firm also disclosed that it was ready to pursue legal action in court if necessary. The stablecoin issuer has now informed its employees that it is engaged in constructive discussions with the SEC to determine the turnout of events. The CEO also noted that Paxos was ready to defend its stance on not registering BUSD as a security. So interesting news here. We've seen all of this before in the last couple of weeks, but they are now in talks trying to discuss this and sort this out. Obviously, we don't want BUSD going anywhere. We don't want anything to happen to any of the major stablecoins because this could majorly affect the cryptocurrency prices for the entire industry. Let's move on to the next piece of news here today. We have currently, to build a ChatGPT powered search engine for crypto, Kaito AI raises $5.3 million. Let's take a look at this. A just announced seed round led by Dragonfly Capital raised $5.3 million for Kaito, an AI-powered cryptocurrency search engine. Jane Street, Mirana Ventures, Folius Ventures, and Alpha Lab Capital are a few of the investors in the round. And according to the CEO and founder of Kaito, the money will be spent expanding the team and hastening the product's development, who also mentioned they're opening with OpenAI, Binance, and Dragonfly for their next funding round. So they're a former manager of the CEO of Kaito is a former manager of Citadel who worked in conventional finance for over 10 years. In 2017, he began learning about crypto and making investments, but in 2021, he'd realized how dispersed the knowledge was. In their view, there were so many incredible tools in traditional finance, but was only a few in crypto. So unlike standard search engines like Google for mainstream information, the crypto sector does not have a unified means for consumers to search for content across channels. And who remarked that he recently read that one individual was using Twitter to conduct informational searches and that Google was no longer relevant for the availability of crypto information. And that is the case. Very interesting. Many people are moving over to crypto Twitter to try and find some information. I was reading yesterday how TikTok is trying to become a search engine. Completely off topic from crypto. Just interesting discussion. TikTok are trying to become a search engine. When people are asking questions, they're using TikTok to do so. Very interesting. TikTok is a brain-numbing application that makes our attention spans go to zero. People are using it for more and more things. Together with information aggregation, Kakao also uses AI to improve its search engine through topic mining, ranking, personalization, recommendation, speech-to-text transcription, and AI-generated content. Moreover, ChatGPT, GPT-3 integration is being made to give cryptocurrency users more search options. And so very interesting here, huge amounts of money raised, and big players are getting involved in that application as well. Let's continue on to the next article. Before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that notification button. Let's take a look here. We have Hong Kong sets what's the Hong Kong budget? What is the Hong Kong's national currency called? What is it? Hong Kong currency. Let's see what that is. It is the Hong Kong dollar. Oh, yeah, obviously. The Hong Kong dollar $50 million budget to expedite Web3 innovation. Amidst its pro-crypto ambition, Hong Kong plans to allocate 50 million Hong Kong dollars to expedite the Web3 project developments, according to the 2023-2024 budget speech published on Wednesday. So the financial secretary noted that Web3, although still in its nascent stage, has huge potential. We must keep up with the times and seize this golden opportunity to spearhead innovation development. Now, I would like to use this article as a point to remind us all, we are early in cryptocurrency. Everybody always thinks they're too late to get involved in this space. We are definitely not. Bitcoin is currently at $24,180. And we are at a low right now. It's all looking very exciting. And this article says, with crypto being an integral part of Web3, the financial secretary also noted that a task force will be established to provide recommendations on sustainable and responsible digital asset developments in Hong Kong. The unit will consist of members from relevant policy bureau, financial regulators, and market participants. So we are seeing Hong Kong trying to become the cryptocurrency hotspot, or the up-and-coming cryptocurrency hotspot. Still trying to grow. Let's take a look at this. Someone said in the chat, thanks for the newsletter. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much for reading it. If you haven't had the newsletters yet, make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com. Go to this big blue sign up button that is there on every single page of the site. Press sign up, fill in that information, and if you press that tick there, you get our newsletter every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. talking about the week in crypto, recapping you on everything that has happened. Maybe you love these live streams and you want a little bit more, or maybe you don't have time to watch these live streams every day and you want a weekly recap, and those are for you. Let's take a look at the next article we have here. SBF lawyers are resisting efforts to make him testify at Voyager case. So lawyers have said that the subpoena for Voyager is unreasonable and was not properly served. Lawyers from SBF have opposed efforts by unsecured creditors of defunct Voyager Digital to make him testify in a bankruptcy case on Thursday. Sam Bankman-Fried, alongside FTX co-founder Gary Wang and former Alameda chief Caroline Ellison, was served a subpoena last week by Voyager's official committee of unsecured creditors. Per the document, the committee want SBF to testify at a deposition on February the 23rd in the Voyager bankruptcy case, besides submitting certain documents. However, SBF's lawyers asked a federal judge in California on Tuesday to block the subpoena, according to Bloomberg. The lawyers dismissed the subpoena, which was delivered to SBF's mother in his absence, as being unreasonable and not properly served. On the other hand, the lawyers further said that Sam Bankman-Fried may have to invoke his Fifth Amendment constitutional right to avoid incriminating himself. It's unknown whether the court has approved the request to stop SBF from testifying in the case on Thursday. However, lawyers from Voyager's unsecured creditors are negotiating an agreement to delay pretrial information sharing, including the subpoena, according to Bloomberg. And this suggests SBF is unlikely to testify tomorrow. So a bit of a shame there. I would like to see him testify. Among the documents demanded in the subpoena is information on the loan portfolio shared by Voyager and Alameda Research, SBF's trading company, which also went bankrupt last year. So hundreds of millions of worth of cryptocurrency loans to Voyager had hundreds of millions of cryptocurrency loans to Alameda, and through the loans have been repaid. Alameda lawyers filed a lawsuit last month to claw back around $445.8 million repaid to Voyager. The lawyers said the fund was repaid in less than 3 months before Alameda filed for bankruptcy, so it's eligible to be clawed back as part of the bankruptcy proceedings. Interesting to see what will come out of this. We will be reporting on this tomorrow when this comes out at 11 a.m. on this live stream that we do every single day. If you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button. Let's see how many likes we are on so far for today's stream. We are currently sat at 15 likes on today's stream. Please continue pressing that like button and subscribing so you don't miss the latest news. Yesterday we got 59 likes. That's pretty impressive. Let's continue on that, and hopefully we manage to hit that target. Let's try and get 60 on today's stream. Let's see what else is happening within the cryptocurrency markets though. Let's check that this is all running smoothly, perfectly. Let's see what's going over on here. We have one last piece of news today, not reported by Crypto Saving Expert yet. I'm not sure if we'll be putting out an article about this, but I just thought I'd mention it. Elon Musk's tweeted about Dogecoin again. Let's see how this has affected the markets. It's all fun and games when Elon Musk gets involved. I don't like watching him. I don't like trading Dogecoin, but whenever he does, he has an effect on the market. And I've said this before. In 2021, let's see how much of an effect this had. He tweeted, and we saw a 5% gain. In 2021, I used to have some money just sat in a Binance wallet, and every single time he tweeted, I had his tweet notifications on, and every single time it was about Dogecoin, I just enter a 10x position. 5 minutes later, exit that 10x position. And it was a very, very profitable strategy. I would like to hope that his effect on the markets gets diluted over the next couple of months, because we can't have one person having such a big effect on the market, but he still is doing so, and it's shown clearly by today's actions. But that is what we're looking at for Dogecoin right now. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart, see what's happening here. We did not manage to break through that $25,250 level yesterday. Unfortunately, we have been strongly rejected right now. And this is what we're looking at, the price chart. I'm looking to see if we are holding this previous level of support at $24,230 as a resistance. If we use it as a resistance, then we may be looking down at these levels of support at $23,840 and $23,333. If we manage to break back up through this, then this level will just become completely invalid, and we will have reclaimed this previous level of support, which is at 24,200, and I'd be looking for us to hold that level. But right now, I'm unfortunately on the team where this doesn't look likely. But that is all we have for today's stream. So thank you very much for tuning in once again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button. I will see you back here tomorrow with more cryptocurrency news, talking about what's going on in the world of crypto every single day. So don't miss out, and I will see you all back here tomorrow. So